Today on our show,
The Green Lantern Corps,
Wonder Woman,
Justice League,
and more on today's episode of Fat Man on Batman.
That's dramatic as fuck.
I went for it.
Welcome back to Fat Man on Batman. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Marc Bernardin.
Wow.
I went big.
You fucking started it, man.
I was feeling it though.
You started something. Acting is a matter of choices, and you chose.
I chose not to choose.
Chose to just let it go. Okay, let's talk about the news, the big news. They announced the other day. When did they announce this? How did this happen?
A couple days ago, they announced, and by the they, I mean Warner Brothers, announced that they were not giving up entirely on Green Lantern. We thought they might, given that he's not in Justice League, and nobody's spoken that name out loud in quite a while since Ryan Reynolds' 2011. Yeah. But they're making
CG costumes.
CG costume, Sinestro. That is a litany of bad decisions.
Sinestro's not a bad decision. The bad decision was the Cloud Paradox.
Yeah. But even still, like giant
the same
swirly
Paradox?
head. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it's easily forgotten.
But who announced this? It
They broke in the trades, I think.
just out of nowhere? They were like, "Hey, we're doing it."
I think so. I think that they were just like, hey, by the way, it's the new year, and here's our big first superhero movie news.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, they've announced a movie called The Green Lantern Corps.
Indeed.
Which was described as a lethal weapon in space.
And if it's going to be a lethal weapon, that means you need a white guy and a black guy who's too old for this shit.
So then, it would be reversed here?
No, it would be still Hal Jordan and John Stewart.
But Hal Jordan would be the grizzled old vet versus John Stewart as the new guy? Or do you think they're going vice versa?
They could go vice versa.
John Stewart's the grizzled old vet, the Danny Glover, and
yeah, so you can still get
Hal Jordan is the Mel Gibson or the Martin Riggs.
Yeah, Riggs and Murtaugh.
Glover's Murtaugh. Or do you flip the equation and go, Hal Jordan is the seasoned, I'm too old for this shit, getting too old for this shit, and the young guy is John Stewart.
Well, they're doing that a little bit in the Training Day TV series, where the old guy,
saw that billboard.
Bill Paxton, is playing the role that Denzel Washington played.
I was gonna say, could you imagine? It's like you're Bill Paxton. You're like, who played this before? Denzel Washington played this before? What, are you fucking kidding me? Let's put her in charge. We're screwed. Thank you.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, I saw him on a billboard and I was like, what? Who's the other guy?
I don't fucking know.
Who's Ethan Hawke?
Ethan Hawke is a black dude.
Well, there you go.
Because, you still have to keep...
It's the name of my high school punk band. Ethan Hawke is a black dude.
Reality bites.
Okay, Green Lantern Corps is happening.
Yes.
And it's going to be Hal Jordan. It's going to be John Stewart. Do you think they use anything from...
they're not even talking about acknowledging the other movie.
So that means they have to introduce Tomar Ray and fucking Kilowog again. And
he was always my problem.
Sinestro again, and
I remember taking
the
my
Owen
son.
Power.
I might have told you this story. I took my son to see Green Lantern when it came out. And at the time now he's 12, so whatever math is, I'm going to say 7 or 8.
And he was like, I love this, more of this, Dad, it makes sense.
No, that was not his response. It was kind of basic. It was, so Green Lantern is the hero, right? Yes. What makes him the hero? Because he's the guy on Earth. But there's like 8,000 other Green Lanterns? Yeah, and they're all better at it than he is? Yeah. So why?
Yeah.
Do we care about Hal Jordan, who's not good at it, and also...
Fuck Yellow. I think we just found the real fatal flaw in the ring.
Yeah.
Logic. If a kid could pull it apart.
So yeah, I've never been a fan of the Green Lantern books for that reason. Like, I get it that, you can build this entire military story and the cops in outer space and all of that stuff, but if your movie's about your guy and everybody else but your guy can do that job better than he does, then what makes your guy special?
Outer Space Cops were done very well in Guardians of the Galaxy with the Nova Corps. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of, it's just the Green Lantern Corps for Marvel.
Yeah.
So it's doable.
But also, we didn't follow like the Nova Corps for the movie.
Yeah.
Like, they're just dudes who kind of bounce in and call him an asshole and then bounce out.
I'm
Danger.
I'm hopeful because of the, lethal weapon and space angle means they might have a sense of humor about the thing.
Right.
Not looking for comedy.
No.
Just looking for a comic book. Not looking for comics, looking for comic books. Thank you.
It is also entirely possible that this, in the wake of Deadpool, is the first film to actually have been greenlit after Deadpool.
Yeah, like, hey, psst, throw a few jokes in it.
Come on, Lethal Weapon Outer Space. There's got to be funny in this, right? We got funny and action and adventure and people diving off roofs and shit. We can do that, but...
So who's the funny that they're bringing on board to put this together?
David S. Goyer.
Oh, he's hysterical. Really? David's not known for he's comedy, but he is known for, universe building over there at Warner Brothers. He is your only living tie to Chris Nolan. If you're not Chris Nolan or his brother
or his sister-in-law or the other Nolan boy we don't talk about.
David's name is on The Dark Knight, right?
It's on Batman Begins and Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises.
So from now until the end of time, David will always be at the top of the Warner Brothers DC food trough, and you can't fucking argue with that.
No, and also...
Even though David did say about Martian Manhunter, he was like, can't use that character, it's in outer space, it's silly. And it's like, wait, so... these guys are in outer space too, right?
Yeah, or maybe not. Maybe this time they're just going to be on Earth.
Look, I got no beef. As long as David, while we're in the world of Green Lantern Corps, introduces little Martian Manhunter in there.
I mean, at this point,
Come on,
what
Dave.
do you have to lose?
You know what I'm saying? Be a boy, Goy. Do it.
And Goyer also, to his credit, wrote the first Blade movie.
Which is amazing.
And I think...
Opens with the fucking blood shower?
Yes.
Yeah, he gets passed for life. That's a pretty fucking amazing sequence.
Yeah, like that's yeoman-like work.
And all that blood and all those fucking mammals. It's a fantastic opening sequence.
It really is. So yeah, like, the Goyer, all right, give it a go. I'll get it. Remember he wrote a movie a while back called Supermax?
Yeah, the fucking Green Arrow in the prison movie.
Yeah, which Warner Brothers seemed very hot on and never actually happened.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like, I think he every now and again just lobs one over the fence. Like, I want to make this thing! And they hand him money, he writes it, and they don't make it.
They pay him a lot of money. And
King's Ransom, I think. So he's writing with a fellow named Justin Rhodes.
Who's that?
I'm not familiar with his work. But I think he's one of those sort of...
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need any roads, says Goyer. And Justin Rhodes is like, I'd still like to be involved.
But yeah, I think he's I think he wrote a spec that everybody loved. He might have been on a blacklist at some point. But yes, Warner Brothers was hot on him. They paired the two together, and they're rolling with it.
Right on. Hey man, whatever the fuck. Give me a Green Lantern movie. Don't be gun shy. And when I say gun, I mean a green gun made of my imagination. My will, if you will. Give me more Green Lantern, man. Hey, first if you don't succeed, fucking try again.
Keep trying.
Keep swinging. Take another swing at bat. Take another swing at the Batman. They do it all the time.
Every couple of years, we're gonna get a new one.
Fuck, give us a new Green Lantern every few years. Don't be afraid of that. That's a cool concept, man. Dude's got a magic ring that make anything in his imagination come true. I'm just begging you for once, make him at one point slip and you just see two people fucking in space. He's like, that's what's in his imagination.
What are you doing, Hal? It's been a long time.
He's like, this is all that's in my mind today. He's like, this is how we're going to beat Parallax. Parallax!
There it is.
Not Paradox.
Parallax.
Parallax.
The Parallax view.
That's right.
Was like cloudy.
Parallax, we're going to chase your yellow cloud shit away with these fucking green people. Look at how much love they're making, Parallax. Love conquers.
Put your cock ring away.
Ryan Reynolds married
Blake Lively.
All right, so it wasn't, something came out of that.
Yeah, hey, that's lovely for them.
And again, one of the greatest jokes in Deadpool is like, and don't make my costume green or animated. comes from that movie.
It does.
Okay, so that's happy news in the DC Universe movie kingdom over there at Warner Brothers. Lately, though, there's not been much happy news coming out. We've heard like Ben Affleck playing footsie with the Batman movie now, where it's just like, hey, maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. I'm not gonna do it unless it's right. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it unless I'm right.
Script ain't right. I'm not putting on the
My
tights.
Ben Affleck impression.
It's a good one though.
Having worked with the guy, I've known him. I'm not gonna do it unless I'm right. Doesn't sound like him at all.
Doesn't sound like an Italian pizzeria guy.
I'm not gonna eat it unless I'm right.
I don't know what you want to do about this flour, this dough.
I saw him make a comment though in the press where he was like, people talked about being asked about Batman. He's like, it's a real pain in the ass. He said, he used the quote, pain in the ass, because he said anytime he says anything, it's used for clickbait. So, him saying like, well, we're going to get the script right, otherwise we're not going to move forward. That gets turned into like, Ben Affleck walking away from the Batman and shit like that. But it's like, hey man, heavy is the head that wears the cowl. They don't pay you to be Batman. You know what I'm saying? That shit you do free, that's fun. They pay you to fucking put up with all the questions about, ooh, when are you making the Batman? Because that's people who are excited about, A, that character, B, that you're the guy and playing the character. We all love that part of Batman v Superman. And C, that the maker of Argo is going to go make a fucking Batman. So you got to understand, Ben Affleck, director or filmmaker, who I've never met, that you got expectations high.
Yeah, like all of this bullshit, that's what the money is for.
Yeah, that's what I paid. Okay, so
yeah.
There was a little bit of like, what's going on? Because that was supposed to be rolling for 2018, right?
Yeah, I think they wanted that
They were supposed to be shooting this year.
Because they've got a very finely calibrated sort of runway for films coming out.
I don't know about that.
That seems to be thrown off kilter.
Well, now they got Gotham City Sirens or whatever the Harley Quinn, Catwoman. They're extending their universe, and David Ayer, who has directed Suicide Squad and stuff, he's going to go back up and make another flick. Up to bat, rather.
Yeah, they got Aquaman, which is happening.
Is that moving forward right now?
I don't know. I
James
think
Wan?
it is. I think it is. No, I think I did see some stills. Yeah, James Wan. I think I did see some stills from a set. So
Not from Justice League set?
No, from Aquaman.
No Flash director yet, though.
No Flash director, no Cyborg director. So yeah, it seems like the tail end of the Justice League gene pool is not getting quite a lot of love.
So there are two movies coming in 2017, Mark.
There are.
Wonder Woman, which we've seen trailers for and we're all very excited about. And Justice League, which we've seen a trailer for and we're all very excited about.
Yes. We can't wait to see these movies.
We're in the bag for these movies, let's be honest. They could be fucking made, they could make these movies with squirrels and I would still be like, this is fantastic. Have you seen BV Squirrel, Batman versus Squirrel? I'm in the bag for these flicks. That being said, disturbing report
There's a disturbance in the force.
hit the internet today. Somebody heard that somebody might have saw something that they were like, I don't know if I like it. Do you know the details of this?
I know the details of this thing.
Newsman Marc Bernardin.
I have dug to the bottom of this, and it turns out it did not require that much digging because it's not that deep. A journalist named Sasha Perry-Raver was on Collider Video, talking about a person that she knows, a source she has, who has seen the film, who has seen Wonder Woman, and came out of it saying that it has many of the problems that BVS had, in that the plot is somewhat incoherent, that it's somewhat disjointed, and that it's got some tonal issues. Now,
why do I instantly want to go make a downfall video? Everyone leave the room right now. God damn it, why? Now, again, let's stress that this is a...
Right.
I heard somebody...
This is a second
This is Ferris's
word of mouth.
second cousin saw him at 31 Flavors last night.
Totally. It is a bit of a game of the grapevine. I know Sasha very well. I don't believe she's making it up. But
So
again,
the integrity of the journalist...
is not for question for me. Like, I know her, I would trust her.
But
I don't know who she talked to.
Right.
I don't know the taste of the person she talked to. I don't know what version of the film this person saw.
Right.
All of those things are still AWOL as far as
these are the
facts
big
go.
questions.
Those are the big questions. And without any...
Or, I will submit to you, are they questions at all after Rogue One? Remember how much fucking horseshit we were fed for a year about, like, it's got problems. Oh, they got problems. Oh, this Rogue One movie is going to lose so much money. Oh, my God. This ain't going to be Force Awakens. Oh, fuck. This movie's going to blow. Oh, my God. But they got problems. They brought in another filmmaker. Oh, my God. And look how amazing that movie is.
Yeah. I mean, at this point in January, the movie's not coming out until May, they could reshoot half the movie if they wanted to.
Yeah.
They're not going to, but there are always reshoots on these things. There are always test screenings. There are always second, third,
And
fourth
P.S.,
cuts.
maybe the reports are fucking untrue.
They could be
for
totally
all we
bogus.
know. Or like you said, like the person who told the person you trust, you don't know what that person's taste is. Maybe they're like, I don't know. It's just too specious. We shouldn't even be really talking about it, but we should address it at least as a news story because the show is called Fat Man on the Wall. But just like there's something out there, but it's not conclusive. There's no evidence, and it's not like someone's lying, but it's don't get worried yet.
No, I mean, like at some point we will see this movie.
Then we'll worry.
Right.
Then we'll let you know.
We will probably see this movie before you guys see this movie. And when we do, then we can say, here were some of my issues with it in a non-spoilery way because we believe in your sanctity of the viewing experience. But still, at this point, it's very premature. It's very hearsay. It would not hold up.
Disjointed is the word that I saw thrown around quite a bit.
Yeah.
Disjointed, they said.
You know.
Then there was also a little bit of shade thrown at Justice League as well.
Not that I saw in that particular report, but it would not also surprise me.
I saw somebody said something about like, in Justice League, I heard ...
Right.
I
mean, the internet decides what the internet wants to believe.
And let me tell you something, they ain't showing anybody these fucking movies yet that's not like 100% rock solid keeping their fucking mouth shut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, at some point in the next month or so, there are going to be test screenings in places like...
I wouldn't bet on it, man.
I don't know.
I wouldn't, honestly, with a movie that big and like, for reasons like that and shit where people are just like, I've heard blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't be surprised. Does Marvel test their movies?
I honestly don't know. I mean, most people do.
I don't know about these comic book movies. There's too much riding on them. They didn't test Rogue One.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Warner Brothers did test...
You shut him down? They didn't test Rogue One. I'm going to throw that out anytime. Anytime he's smart about something. Well, they sure didn't test Rogue One, did they, Marc? There you go.
No. But they did test Suicide Squad.
Did they?
Yeah. They tested Suicide Squad.
See how amazed I was? Why? Why would they test that?
Because they weren't sure. And so they tested it, and that's how you got those two different cuts. Remember?
I'd heard that there was like, they said, hey, we got a cut we'd like to show you. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that they said they tested both cuts?
They tested both cuts, and the cut from Air scored lower than the cut from the Trailer House, because the Trailer House put lots of rock and roll music in there, and they spent through the wazoo on clearances, and they made it kind of poppy. And so then they decided, all right, well, let's merge these two cuts together, because the story's a little bit stronger here, but there's a little bit more energy there. All of that comes out of test screenings.
Wow.
And
were there any reports? Do they do that anymore? Does Ain't It Cool News ever do the, somebody snuck into a screening?
I don't know if they do that so much anymore.
How do they keep it quiet?
It's hard. I mean, they test shit up in Chatsworth, near where I live, all the time.
Still, it's like people in Chatsworth have the internet.
I know, and it's also right outside of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I don't know how they keep the shit quiet. I don't know.
I wouldn't test it anymore. I'd fucking test it on the lot with like employees, and honest ones, who aren't afraid to be like, that's dog shit.
Right.
Give it to me. I'll watch it.
Let me tell you what I think.
You would never get a good opinion out of me. I'm like, oh, it's so much. Oh my God, my childhood come to life. So I'm not discerning. I have no discerning taste whatsoever.
I'm all about the discerning taste. They just wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah, he's the guy I should show shit to. Honestly, you are the person I would show shit to.
Here's the 9 things that you could fix tomorrow.
He's smart with story and shit like that.
But they won't ever show it to me.
No.
It's all right, though. You guys have fun.
Meanwhile, I'm here to approve all screenings. I love these fucking movies, man. Even when they get them wrong, they're doing them right. That's what I think. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. All right, so that's all the fucking news we're doing for this show. It's all DC Warner Brothers fucking news. And the news is this. No news. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Everything's fine. Relax. Wonder Woman's not broken. Justice League's fine. Nobody knows shit. We don't even know anything, man.
This is all fake news, which apparently is a thing that exists now.
Oh my God. Welcome to 2017.
Here we go.
For Fat Man, I'm Batman. I'm Kevin Smith.
And I am Marc Bernardin.
Tune in the next episode. We'll talk about some other shit. Same fat time, same fat channel, Spodcast.com or
YouTube.com/Kevin Smith.